The other day, I heard a podcast interview that blew me away. In this interview, Chase Reeves interviews Mark Canlis, co-owner of Seattle's destination restaurant, Canlis. The restaurant has been operating at an extremely high level of quality and service for over 60 years. Do yourself a favor, go listen to the podcast episode. It's on the fizzle.co website, episode 66. It's called How the Hospitality Mindset Revolutionized My Business. And once you've listened to that, I'd like to share some of my own takeaways. Here's some thoughts that were running through my head after listening to this episode. First, business revolves around people. We can convince ourselves that it's 100% about what we're trying to sell, but that's just what gets you to the marketplace. Everyone else shows up with that too. The baseline rules for being a business aren't a strategy that's interesting or very deep. I noticed that the people that they choose to bring in as employees are usually undergoing a transformation themselves. These prospective employees talk about who they want to become and not just what they want to become. These individuals tend to be more finely tuned towards serving others. One of the lines in the episode was, "Tonight really needs to matter." And Mark Canlis said this a few times, referring to their customers. He said for most people, dining at their restaurant was an experience that they had been looking forward to for their entire lives. This isn't, Applebee's or anything like that. When you come to a restaurant of that caliber, there's almost always a very special event driving you to do that. These events are things that can never be replicated again. This leaves people in a vulnerable state. They come seeking acceptance, knowing that this is a special occasion. This is a really fancy restaurant, and there are not normally people who can go there on a whim. They come seeking acceptance. They do not know how the staff will react to their presence. And to their surprise, the customers are welcomed in a manner that shows them the staff has been waiting for them. They're not just being accepted, but their arrival has been anticipated. This attitude seems subtle, but it really isn't. It makes all the difference in the world. Mark Canlis also talked about the origins of the word hospitality and the meanings that it held in various cultures. In olden times, it meant that you took in strangers and protected them from harm, that you kept them safe. Likewise, the Canlis family seeks to make the restaurant a safe haven for people to be vulnerable and feel protected emotionally, as these dinners are meaningful. The staff must be able to read people and meet them where they're at. Guests are not expected to learn the culture of the restaurant before entering. That would be the opposite of making them feel safe. All business is about one person connecting to another. Relationships run on trust the way that our economy runs on dollars. And this is why being trustworthy is so valuable in all aspects of human interaction. Here's how I feel this relates to the web industry. There seem to be two general types of company culture in the web industry. From inside our community, many perceive these different cultures as being the same thing because the technology is the same. But from my view, these two cultures are as opposite as you can get. There's one sort of culture where the emphasis is on technology over people, and success is measured mostly in profits and seldom in lives being changed. This is the culture many of us idolize, believing it to be omnipresent, but it's only a portion of our industry. This technology-first culture is a very different thing from a people-first culture. Many of us feel most impactful and empowered connecting to people on a one-to-one level, knowing the people we are helping on a personal level. Serving clients requires a deep compassion and empathy for people. Those who lack the ability to listen to, communicate with, and understand people usually leave client services to work for larger product-based companies. As impressive a skill as programming is, being able to listen to and read people is also difficult to learn. In every way that I can think of, people skills are more important to a person's long-term success and happiness. Focusing on people first and foremost isn't something that can be acclimated into a company culture overnight. This has to be something that seeps through every pore of a business from the top down. It has to be genuine and done for the right reasons. Those reasons must be powerful, or we will falter when the fires of attrition test us. I have my own personal resonance with this episode. I've had the good fortune to have lived a somewhat diverse life. From 1988 to 1991, I worked in various restaurants. And from 1991 to 2008, I worked in retail bakeries. I even worked in a busy Starbucks here in Sacramento at the mall from 1998 to 2000. The concepts that Mark Canlis talked about in the interview resonated with me because I understood them from the place that he was speaking from. People go to a five-star restaurant for the same basic reasons they stand in line at Starbucks or to order a cake to celebrate a special occasion. They don't come simply for the food and drink. They come for how the experience makes them feel. Going out to dinner at Canlis is something that most of their guests look forward to for many years. And likewise, many clients that need a website will not have a chance to do it again for many years. Not only must we get the technology part right, but we must also make our clients feel safe and secure throughout the entire experience. Our clients come to us with varying degrees of tech savviness. Perhaps they had an unsatisfying experience with another web developer. But more often than not, they're fearful of dropping huge sums of cash for something that they're trusting us to build, and they have no idea what the end product will look like yet. And that's an awful lot of trust for a new client to place in a virtual stranger. As web professionals, we can be oblivious to how our terminology sounds to our clients. Jargon is a barrier that keeps people out. When we don't comprehend what someone is saying to us, it makes us anxious and nervous. We have to meet clients where they are at and not require them to learn everything about our field in order to work with us. If we have to explain a concept, we must do it in a way that each client will be able to understand. Like the staff at Canlis, we must prepare a place for clients before they arrive. We must learn about our clients and tailor our technical explanations in a way that's unimposing and not intimidating to them. Communication, not technology, is our greatest tool. It's imperative to have open communication at the onset of a project, and throughout the project, and even at the conclusion of a project. Understanding the goals, objectives, motivations, and fears of the client before a project ever gets underway is critical to the success of that product. And building trust is something that has to be worked at anew with each client. Listen, and then listen some more. Read their body language. Hear what they're saying and what they're not saying. Clients are trusting us to protect them and guide them safely through the process of building a website. Another thing that really struck me is a line in a video that they have up on Vimeo. And this line is from Mark Canlis, and he said, "This is a business about people. And if it's a business about people, that means that this is a business about relationships." Now, too often in the web industry, we believe that what we do is only about technology. But the technology is just a tool. What we really build is trust and relationships, the same as any other business. I build trust with my clients, and in turn, I help them build trust with their clients and customers. I must always strive to minimize risk, lower anxiousness, and ensure success for my clients and their customers. Now, if you've listened to the Mark Canlis interview on fizzle.co, I'd love to hear your take on it in the comments below. Let me know, and just post it up, and we'll reply to that. So see you on YouTube and see you on the website.